Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Chris. This is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Sorry for the unorthodox ending last time, but I thought this would make a cool start, and it was going to take a while. I was kind of running over time.
Don't. That would be more fun.
So we'll start with this.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy
This fun fight.
for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. Not, doesn't matter.
Oh, and that's my pistol. Alright, let us... Oh, that's Tally. Tally, what are you doing with a sniper rifle? I didn't even know you had one. As you can see, I kind of swapped out some parts on my gun. So it can fire, my assault rifle can fire a little bit more. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, Tally? Why don't you pull out your assault rifle? And, if you could find some cover, that would make me feel real good. Oh, he disappeared. Okay. Lost Garrett's pretty early. Come on. Whew. See, wasn't that an exciting intro? I thought that fight would take me a lot longer. It usually does. Run! Oof. Let's go, people. We ain't sticking around. Whew. All right.
Too close, Commander.
End
10
of
more
mission.
seconds, we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
It's kind of his
I
thing.
see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours. But among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect,
Yeah, you want to hear my fanfic?
I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge. Patterns that hint at the truth.
I love how Rex is listening intently. Like, I know Rex pretty well, and he is probably tuned out by now.
My case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them.
We won't find this out for several games, but the Protheans didn't make those things. They found them, just like we did.
The Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear.
You're telling me.
I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
There's
Good
the
to have
Rex
you on
that I
our
know.
team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate? Or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now,
As much as
Commander.
I'd like to start a habit of telling off the
Received your
council.
report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were
Turian,
crawling all
man.
over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
He's got it out for me.
Of course, Commander.
He just won't
The
let me
mission
get a
must always
W,
take priority.
you know?
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Alright, let's throw down a save. We started off with some excitement. Let's take a peruse around the Normandy here.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you.
Let's talk to some
I'm
people.
not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Presley,
We're all on
bro.
the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, he got betrayed.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop it. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, at least he's self-aware, you know? He's like, listen, I've got an old way of thinking. I'm from a different generation. You're probably right. This is my room. I remember this being one large bed, not two small beds. That's a little awkward. Hey, Caden, what's up?
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off.
Caden Malenko, voiced by Raphael Sabarch. Voice of Carthonasi in Knights of the Old Republic, also voice of Scorch in Republic Commando. I mentioned that in that video.
Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informed. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the room. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question?
So essentially, what we're discussing here is that humans aren't naturally gifted with biotics. Biotics is essentially magic in the Mass Effect world. It's people who are gifted with the ability to manipulate Mass Effect fields. The Asari are naturally born with it. Pretty much, if you're an Asari, you can do biotics. That's just...
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right?
That's just part of the deal. Humans, it's obviously less common. We grew up away from the rest of the civilized galaxy in Mass Effect, so we don't have as many biotics as the other races. And people were wondering if that was
there were other kids
if that was intentional, or if there was some reason that humans didn't develop these abilities. So essentially, Caden was a part of a group where he believes he was intentionally exposed to element 0 to
then you must have had plenty of time to get
create biotics, and therefore then they could bring them into this camp and study them. Humans have to have biotic implants, essentially surgically implanted device that increases their biotic ability. When we talk to Dr. Chakwas, she'll mention that Caden is actually part of an older program.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Jump Zero is a long way from home.
Dr. Chakwas will mention that basically he has some wicked side effects. So Caden is actually pushing through those, and it's actually kind of an interesting story. Because he's,
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
He's kind of always at kind of a base level of moderately excruciating pain.
I've got my past squared away.
Oh, loot, baby!
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this
I
mission.
kind of look ominous,
But he has an
a little bit in
impressive
shadow.
service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side
You know, just the usual.
He's lucky. He just gets migraines.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic
So this is one of the interesting things about Mass Effect is that every character on your ship has likes, dislikes. They have a backstory. You can kind of get in there and dig it out, just like you could like a normal person. And that's what makes it very unique, because I mean, in a lot of games it's just a series of dialogue choices. Sometimes you don't even get choices. It's just a series of dialogues. You get what you are given. But Mass Effect is different. They're real people. You know, it seems like they're real people anyway, because they have you know, interests, hobbies, backstories. They have stuff you can talk to them about. And each time you come back onto the ship, there's a little bit more you can discuss with them. You can pick up where you left off and say, "Hey, tell me about that." So it's really interesting. And I know they mentioned this on the day after this game came out. The cast and crew of Mass Effect had a live stream where they talked about it. And Seth Green, who plays the Joker, was like, "Yeah, it's different than any other fandom, because
what have you
like
got?
the people who come up to you
want.
say, you know,
Armor, weapons,
like
mods?
it's not just like, oh, I loved you in that thing. It's like, hey man, we fought a war together. Like we've been through hell."
As long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
I hate that line, because I know, having played this game a couple of times, that like I know his reasoning for charging for things. I know the game balance reasoning for him charging for things. But in order to get to the part where he shows me things,
You bet, Commander.
I have to be a jerk to him. Gear in RPGs is always... Oh, I need that. Gear in RPGs is always a tough call. You never know what you're gonna need. Who should I talk to first? Let's talk to Garrus first.
Commander.
My boy.
Nice work out there. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that.
So like for instance, on that same subject of like these feel like real people, Garrus here, you can tell after the fact, of course, but you can tell that he didn't really like being held back on his investigation with Saren, and he's kind of excited to join Shepard because it means that he's not going to be prevented from doing his job. It's going to be a lot simpler to him.
Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Let's just go around down the line here.
You have a minute to talk.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
That's enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Sir! No, sir. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
So, one of the main complaints about Ashley is that if you're female, you can't do that, I don't think, because she kind of remains a racist. I've never really had that happen. I usually shut her down very quick.
What can I do for you?
And then she kind of locks it down.
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
So Rex is a little bit more of a tough nut to crack. As you saw previously there. It takes a lot to get him to open up. You're usually the one prodding him for conversation. Everyone else is kind of tripping over themselves to talk to you.
What can you tell me?
He's kind of in a bad place mentally. He's kind of given up on his species. He hasn't really found anything to live for. He's just kind of going from job to job.
Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? They'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture them.
There's a lot in these dialogues that essentially don't advance the story at all. They just tell you how the science behind the science fiction works, which is fun. Some of it is great. Some of it is clever. Some of it is not. Like, for example, the cutting-edge stealth system is just heat sinks, which I believe like submarines have right now. Obviously, it's a far cry from putting it on a spaceship, but
as long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye.
Let's talk to Tally.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before.
She's so excited and bubbly.
You were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
you into ships?
Technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people.
So the shorthand for this is, if you've ever seen Battlestar Galactica, the Quarians are essentially that show. That show is their story. They created the Geth. Eventually they networked the Geth intelligence so that they could be more efficient in their working, like they were made for labor. They networked their intelligence so that they could be more efficient. The Geth eventually started asking questions, they rebelled, and the war for their homeworld eventually rendered it uninhabitable. So they are evacuated to a flotilla which wanders the galaxy. They say they're looking for a new homeworld, but really they're just kind of wandering. Some of them don't want to go home, some of them do want to go home.
I want to know more about the Geth.
And the Geth essentially just stayed. And that's kind of why no one has seen them. After they rebelled, they just kind of stuck around.
What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
And that's something that kind of gets told over the course of the 3 games, and you learn more detail about that story as we go.
Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks,
Which,
closer and closer to true
I think there's an
AI
old
status.
writing adage that was,
How come the council didn't step in and stop?
good writers borrow, great writers steal. Essentially, you can see all of the DNA that makes up Mass Effect if you're well versed in science fiction. There's a bit of Star Trek in here. There's a bit of Star Wars. There's a bit of Battlestar Galactica. I mean, you name it. They're pretty much all here.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
What did you do?
It was inevitable. The newly
Every once in a while,
sentient
they cut back to
Geth would
Shepard, and he
rebel
just looks
against their
angry.
situation.
Just,
We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order
It's like he's
went out
stuck
across
in
all Quarian-controlled systems to
angry
permanently
mode.
deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody.
Oh, right, and the thing I forgot to mention was they have to wear the suits because they have been living on spaceships for so long that their immune systems are shot. They have almost no immune systems, so they have to wear an environment suit almost at all times.
Searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off?
They don't
from the
even
rest of the galaxy?
find us funny?
Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. Most Quarians tend to have pretty strong opinions about the Geth.
I should go.
See you later.
The famous shepherd, I should go. Alright, let's go back up top. I would like to go back to the Citadel. I'd like to run some errands. Let's do the consort thing. The sorry consort thing that we talked a lot about a couple parts ago in the second episode. And I know there's a couple of other quests there that they kind of expect you to do right away, but I was in a hurry to get Liara. The Widow Cluster.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius.
This
I have a job
bitch.
for you. I can't say anymore in an unsecured communication.
I'm sorry, I don't know she's a
If
bitch
you're
yet.
interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
So we can pick up that quest too. That one I know starts in the Citadel and leads us halfway across the galaxy. A lot like Admiral Kahoku's missing squad thing. I honestly can't believe it took us more tries to beat the Thresher Maw than it did to beat the Krogan at the beginning of this episode. That's actually really surprising to me. That fight is usually pretty tough. There's usually just like nowhere to hide. What do we want to bring? Let's bring Ashley. Just for the heck of it. Let's bring the girls.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo
I suppose
Presley
Tally
has
is
the
one of the
deck.
girls, but
Tin Hut!
At ease. Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
We weren't told to expect you, sir. I would have prepared a formal greeting.
Spare me the pleasantries. I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. And the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship, and you.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard? I don't begrudge the politicians'
do you want to see what color yours is?
to throw you to the Council.
You jerk.
It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
The Normandy is a fine ship, sir. She's served us well so far.
It's a gimmick, Commander. Useless in a stand-up fight. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander. Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
We'd be honored to show her to you, Admiral.
I'll just bet. Wait here. I won't be long.
So I always find it interesting.
Commander, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
That the Paragon option
putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient.
to
what
defend
needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow.
the Normandy.
Modified Turian style.
I mean, I know you're essentially defending the races that designed these, but
we wanted to see how effectively they can command.
the good option is standing up to your superior officer.
Reasonable goal, but they should have studied that in a lab rather than on a frontline warship. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits at element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
We can loiter in an enemy system.
Fairly certain these charm checks that I'm making are getting progressively more difficult. I might reach a point where I can't make them, and then he kind of just shakes his head and berates me more.
We're supposed to find and kill the enemy fleet, not count how many times that garrison goes to the bathroom. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Asari?
Dude, they are right here.
Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
That's a bummer.
None, sir.
Very well. I don't agree with any of this, but your reasons seem sound. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I planned.
Well, not as negative as I planned. Might be the best I usually, the best I do compared to average. We can inspect, get some codex entries here. I already scanned that keeper. Alright, so we gotta take this elevator to CSEC.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site.
Take the long way around.
Protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
We'll walk there, because I'm pretty sure it's just up this elevator. Oh, you.
Commander Shepard? Khaleesa been seen in Al-Jalani.
Oh, Khaleesa.
Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
What do you want to know?
You've been given a unique position to represent our race. People want to get a sense of how you'll do that. Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
Fairly certain that this has a very similar feel to the inspection.
Some have said your appointment is the Citadel throwing humans a bone. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
The Council is concerned with the needs of the whole galactic community. We're part of that community now. Our needs are on their agenda, but we're
I really think this displays just how
you really do believe that, don't you?
light on his
You've
feet.
Been given command
light,
of an advanced
mentally
worship
agile.
for your missions.
Shepard is.
Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
That's what I wanted to say.
Actually,
mentally agile.
The Normandy was co-developed
He's
by
kind of
human
being
and
ambushed
Turian
here,
engineers.
and
its design incorporates many innovations.
he can just kind of spit a bunch of really diplomatically elegant.
So the Turians have knowledge of the Normandy that is
responses
being
to
kept
these.
secret from the Alliance public? Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I wasn't aware it had been handed over to anyone. I'm in command, and last I checked, I'm human. Same goes for my crew.
Human, yes, but you do work for the Citadel now, Commander. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
Hold on. It's pretty clear you have an agenda here. I'm not going to be part of it. Excuse me.
You can't just walk away, Commander. The public has a right to know. Isn't it true you're just a shill for the Council?
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a
Pretty
Krogan
sure
group that had
the
accused
renegade
Genetics
option is
Corporation of
you end
fraud.
up punching her out.
The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
Okay. Citadel is a gorgeous place. It's a fun environment. Statue of a Krogan. That was for their role in quelling the Rachni uprising, I believe. Essentially, in return for fighting a war for them, the Solarians and the Turians uplifted them. They gave them spaceflight, modern technology, all of it. Then, when the war was over, the Krogans kept expanding. They were using spaceflight to conquer other worlds, and they realized that they had kind of unleashed a very power-hungry race onto the galaxy. So then they introduced the genophage.
Welcome. I am Nelina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
Commander Shepard. I'm with the Spectres.
Excellent. You should hear something in 3 or 4 months.
Nobody's worth that much of a wait.
Well, that's not for me to judge. I have your name and you'll be contacted. Is there anything else?
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Nelina.
Yes, Shaira?
Send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with him.
Yes, of course, mistress.
They really, really want you to...
Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd
I don't
like
know,
to meet
think
with
something
you
of the
now.
consort?
Where do I go?
She's a very
Just head
sensual
upstairs.
person.
She'll be waiting for you.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
Hey, what do you want?
That is close enough, Commander.
Hey,
I've heard a
alright.
great many things
Jeez.
about you since your arrival here in our Citadel.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
So yeah, essentially she realized that I was a Spectre and
Maybe I
just
can help.
needed a favor.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Korra's den, drinking and spreading lies about me.
He wanted to date
If you
her.
would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe
She's like,
he will
buddy,
listen
it's just
to
my
you and let
job.
the matter be.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
Okay.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him
Oh,
to stop
hey,
spreading
whoa.
lies about
Hey,
me,
hey.
I would be very grateful. Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
She's so weird. She's like, hey, really appreciate it if you could do this thing for me. Giggle, snuggle. Alright, now get out.
I have to admit I'm a little...
We've got a job to do. Alright, in the interest of time, let's fast travel to Korra's den. Anyone shooting me here this time? No? Okay. Appreciate that. Oh. Bonked myself into that column. I'm a very functional human being. Don't you worry about me. General?
Commander. What do you want?
What's bothering you, General?
I've seen a lot of horrible things in my day.
We'll play this cool for now.
There's only one woman in this damn galaxy that helps me forget it.
If you feel this way, General, then why spread lies about her?
Because she rejected me. Me! Septimus Oraka, General of the Turian Fleet.
I think I can see why you're upset, but spreading these lies won't make it better.
Look, kid, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but don't waste your time.
Time for some tough love.
Did you ever win a battle by moping in a bar?
Ha, Ward. That's what this feels like, all right. How did I let it come to this? So you think it's that easy? Just straighten up and act like a general?
It sure as hell couldn't hurt.
Shush, Ashley.
Maybe you're right, Commander. Shaira's worth the effort. Even if she won't have me back.
This is no place for someone of your stature, General.
All right. I'll go to her. After I've had a cold shower or two. Say, you're a bright kid. Would you be interested in earning a few extra
Turians know the
credits?
concept of cold showers?
What do you want me to do?
There's an L-Corps diplomat out there who believes Shaira gave up his secrets.
And why is that?
Because I told him. Look, I just need you to convince him of the truth.
What makes you think he'll believe me?
You'll bring him proof. Take this data pad. It shows where I got my info. It will exonerate Shaira and convince the L-Corps.
Who am I taking it to? Where is he?
His name is Zaltan. He's an L-Corps diplomat. He's over in the embassies complaining about Shaira.
And we're full circle here.
Here's to soldiers acting like soldiers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Commander. You know, you might make a good general yourself one day.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. So yeah, we're gonna come full circle here. We're gonna go back to the embassies, and one of the first things we did when we got to the Citadel was talk to the Volus and the L-Corps, and we're gonna go back and talk to them. Presidium embassies. Alright. These doors take forever to open. Mass Effect was really clever about hiding load times, so like in elevators and doors that were very slow to open.
Greeting, human.
Stuff like that.
This is really not a good time.
I can help you.
I know who revealed your secret. It was a Turian named Septimus.
Unbelieving. I know this Septimus, and he could not learn my secrets. The only way he could learn them is from the Asari consort.
Not true. Look at this.
Confused. This is difficult to fathom. If the Turian could learn this on his own, dismayed, anyone can discover my secret.
Septimus is a powerful man, and it wasn't easy for him to find.
Relieved. I suppose you are correct, human. Thank you for this information. Startled realization. I must speak with the consort. She will be most displeased with my actions. Anxious request. Please, human, if you will excuse me, I must go now.
I was ready to let you go a long time
I'm sure
ago, buddy.
she'll forgive you. It was an honest mistake.
Doubtful. Perhaps you are right, human. I can only hope so. Thankful. That was a great thing you did, Commander. Approving. You see, Din, not all humans are as you say.
I'm sure the Earth Clan stands to profit from this in some way.
Alright. What does our journal look like here? Alright, let's just go back and speak with Shaira. And then that'll probably be good enough for a part. I'm not really expecting to do like every bit and piece side quest in this game on this run, mostly because I'm on hardcore, so anything I run into is going to be difficult. But I'd like to show a lot of it. You know what, I've been wanting to talk to people, so tell me what you'd like to see from the series down below in the comments. Also, tell me what's different that I do from what you do, because Mass Effect is all about choices, and everyone plays it differently, so everyone gets to see a different part of the game. So tell me how it went for you. Maybe you solved something a different way, maybe you went left instead of right and ended up with a completely different way. I know there's a couple different ways to get Tali. I know you can go through the Shadow Broker and talk to them instead of talking to, I think it's Harkin.
Commander,
So
I recently received a lovely note.
it's just so fun.
Thank
I
you
love
for
this
speaking
game.
with him. Even the L-Corps diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
It's what I
It
do.
was my honor to aid you.
You are too kind, Commander. but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you're interested.
I'd be honored.
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see you. Your uniform fits as though you were born wearing it. You are a soldier through and through, proud, solitary, alone, but it gives you strength. It is that strength that people are drawn to. It is why you lead and others follow without question. You will need that leadership in the battles to come. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
You have quite a gift, Cheira.
Thank you. Not everyone appreciates it as you do.
Well, you charge an arm and a leg, so I can't blame them.
Here, Commander. In light of your efforts with the Alcor Ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
What is it?
A small mystery. I've never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you.
Alright, fine.
Remember my words, Commander Shepard. They will give you strength.
You weirdo. Actually, I lied. There's one more thing I want to do. I want to go talk to Nasana Dantius, which is over in the bar. Speedrunner I'm not, because I'm going to backtrack again. Nasana is a character who... There's a lot of characters like this in this game, who, in this franchise, I should say. They have just a small little bit part. You do maybe a fetch quest for them in Mass Effect 1, and then you never see them again until, like, Mass Effect 2. And they pop up again. They're like, oh man, Shepard, I never thought I'd see you again. And sometimes it's like, oh, I never thought I'd see you again. This is so great. And sometimes it's like, oh shit, I never thought I'd see you again.
Commander Shepard, I am Nasana Dantius.
I know.
I see you got my message.
It sounded like you needed some help.
I do. My sister Dahlia is a crewman on the cargo vessel operating out beyond the fringes of the Traverse. Her ship was attacked by privateers. There were no reported survivors.
I'm sorry for your loss.
This is where it gets complicated. Last week, I received a message with her voice on it. Dahlia is alive. The rest of the crew was killed, but she was taken prisoner. The slavers demanded a huge ransom from me in exchange for returning her unharmed.
Why didn't the raiders kill Dahlia along with everyone else?
My sister probably told them who she was. My family's very wealthy, Shepard. They must have realized she was worth more to them alive.
Coming up with the ransom seems like the best way to ensure Dahlia's safety.
That's what I thought. I did what they wanted, transferred the funds to the account they specified. Only they never released her. They haven't contacted me since. I've made a terrible mistake, Shepard. I'm a diplomatic emissary. By law, I'm required to report any attempted extortion to CSEC immediately. But I was afraid for Dahlia, so I just paid the ransom. Now she's still missing. And if anyone finds out what I did, I could end up in jail.
You want me to find her?
I saw that's a stupid law option, but I'm not going to criticize law at the moment. Shepard's a soldier. He's not going to know a lot about that.
Eventually, it led to a small mercenary band operating out of the Artemis Tau cluster. I need you to go to the Merc base, take them out, and bring my sister back. You shall be well rewarded.
Keep your reward. I'll bring your sister back. I promise.
Thank you, Shepard. I knew you were the right man for the job. Come back and see me when the job is done.
Okay, so I think that is where I will call this part. I will get you right here. So thanks for watching. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing, like, subscribe, and like I was talking about before, I really want to interact with more people, so go ahead and leave me a comment, what you're thinking, what you think. And in the meantime, check out some of these videos. I'll see you in the next part. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.